before Lyle Menendez became one of the most infamous names in American crime history.
She cursed a lot. Wait till your dad gets home, I'll tell him the things that you didn't do today.
Before the Netflix series brought renewed attention to his courtroom drama in the early 90s. Before Lyle Menendez somehow managed to get married not once, but twice while serving a life sentence behind bars.
She fell in love with an Englishman.
Lyle was born on January 10, 1968 in New York City, the eldest son of Cuban-American entertainment executive Jose Menendez and his wife Kitty. The Menendez family had all the trappings of wealth and success, living in one of the most exclusive neighborhoods in Beverly Hills. On the surface, the Menendez family seemed perfect. Beautiful homes, luxury cars, and private schools. But behind closed doors, things weren't as picture perfect as they seemed.
But I suddenly saw how cruel it was.
Hey everyone, I'm Yusuf, aka ZXC, and welcome to Before They Were Famous. We want to bring back community on this channel. We have giveaways and contests coming soon. For now, let us know in the comments who to do next, and if we pick yours, we'll give you a shout out. Now, let's get into the video. Lyle and Erik Menendez would later testify that their lives were filled with pressure, strict discipline, and emotional strain, particularly from their father, Jose. Though much of their account has been disputed, the brothers claimed they lived in fear, subject to bad treatment.
You aren't guilty because they found you spoiled.
Or evil.
Or evil.
By the late 1980s, Lyle attended Princeton University, though his academic career was short-lived as he dropped out after getting caught cheating on exams. Life for Lyle Menendez took a tragic turn in 1989 when he and his brother, Erik, were accused of being involved in a case that stunned the world: the tragic passing of their own parents.
The glow of innocence once surrounding the Menendez brothers is now shadowed by charges of murder.
The Menendez brothers' trial was one of the first major media spectacles of the 1990s, drawing comparisons to later high-profile cases like O.J. Simpson's trial. On the night of August 20th, 1989, Lyle and Erik Menendez were involved in a tragic incident at their Beverly Hills home, resulting in the loss of their parents. The brothers initially claimed they discovered their parents in distress, but after indulging in extravagant spending sprees in the months that followed, suspicions began to rise. Eventually, Erik revealed details to his therapist, which led to the brothers' arrest. The defense presented by the Menendez brothers was unconventional and controversial, to say the least. Lyle and Erik testified that they had endured years of emotional and physical mistreatment from their father and that they acted in self-defense, fearing for their lives. This argument split public opinion, with some believing their story while others saw it as an excuse to cover up the motive of greed. Prosecutors claimed that the brothers acted out of a desire to gain access to their family's wealth. The first trial resulted in 2 hung juries, but during a second trial in 1995, both brothers were found guilty of taking their parents' lives and were sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The Menendez case became a lasting symbol of privilege, family turmoil, and crime in American culture. After being convicted and sentenced to life in prison, one might think Lyle Menendez's romantic life would be over. I mean, what are the chances of finding love behind bars? You'd assume pretty slim, right? Well, you'd be wrong. Despite being sentenced to spend the rest of his days in a maximum security prison, Lyle Menendez somehow managed to get married not once, but twice. Yeah, you heard that correct, twice. And these aren't your typical pen pal flings either. These were serious, legally binding marriages. Lyle's first marriage happened in 1996, right around the time he was sentenced to life. After watching his trial unfold on TV, Anna Erickson, a stunning blonde model, decided to write him a letter. Now remember, this was the 90s, so we're talking snail mail here, not some modern day Instagram DM. Anna wrote to Lyle offering him words of encouragement, telling him to hang tough. Apparently, that was all it took. The two started corresponding, and before you know it, Anna was madly in love with Lyle Menendez. Yes, the same guy who was just convicted. The relationship escalated quickly, and soon enough they were trying to tie the knot. Lyle and Anna actually attempted to get married the day before his sentencing, but it didn't quite work out. Not exactly the typical pre-wedding ritual. But they didn't give up, and on July 2nd, 1996, the couple exchanged vows in the waiting room of the prison's visiting area. Romantic, right? For 5 years, Lyle and Anna kept their marriage alive as best they could given the circumstances. But in 2001, the fairy tale romance came to an end. Anna filed for divorce citing differences, which in this case boiled down to Lyle allegedly having relationships with other women who also wrote to him in prison. Yes, you heard that right as well. Lyle Menendez not only managed to land a model wife from behind bars, but he also somehow found a way to allegedly cheat on her. All from prison. I mean, if that isn't the definition of a player, I don't know what is. Just when you thought that was the end of Lyle's prison love saga, think again. 2 years after his divorce from Anna, Lyle did the unthinkable. He got married again. This time it was to Rebecca Sneed, a former journalist who had written to him back in 1993, before his first marriage to Anna. Rebecca and Lyle kept in touch over the years, and apparently their bond grew stronger even after his first marriage fell apart. In 2003, they decided to make it official. Yes, Lyle Menendez had found love again, and the couple exchanged vows in a prison ceremony. Unlike his first marriage, Lyle and Rebecca's relationship has stood the test of time. As of now, the two are still married, and Rebecca even became a lawyer, dedicating part of her career to advocating for prisoners' rights. Lyle's ability to maintain not one, but 2 marriages while serving a life sentence is, quite frankly, impressive. And it makes you wonder, how does someone with no freedom, no social life, and no access to the outside world manage to pull this off? It's certainly not the typical romantic story you see in movies, but for Lyle Menendez, it's been his reality for nearly 3 decades. Now, just to give a bit of contrast, let's talk briefly about Lyle's younger brother, Erik. Compared to Lyle's love life, Erik's romantic history has been a little more straightforward. Erik also found love while in prison, marrying Tammy Sackerman in 1999. Tammy, who had previously been married, began corresponding with Erik after his sentencing, and their relationship grew from there. Tammy even wrote a book about her experience titled "They Said We'd Never Make It," discussing her relationship with Erik and the challenges of being married to someone serving a life sentence. Unlike Lyle's first marriage, Erik's relationship with Tammy has remained solid, and the two are still together today. Tammy has spoken openly about her love for Erik, despite the unusual circumstances. She's even referred to their marriage as a storybook romance, though it's one that comes with plenty of challenges, given that the couple can never live together or have a traditional life. So what's life like for Lyle Menendez today? Well, Lyle is currently serving his life sentence in San Diego, California, alongside his brother Erik. The two were transferred to the same prison in 2018 after years of being housed in separate facilities. While Lyle and Erik continue to serve their sentences, their case has seen renewed attention in recent years thanks to various documentaries and the recent Netflix series, Monsters: The Lyle and Erik Menendez Story. The series, like many before it, show into the brothers' troubled upbringing and the events that led to the passings of their parents. Despite being in prison for over 30 years, Lyle has managed to maintain a relatively active life. He's kept in touch with his family, his wife Rebecca, and has continued to appeal his conviction, though none have been successful so far. Lyle's story is a strange one that blends crime, fame, and love in ways that are hard to imagine. But if there's one thing Lyle Menendez has proven, it's that even behind bars, life goes on. Whether it's finding love or maintaining relationships, Lyle has managed to live a life that, in many ways, defy expectations. So what do you think? Could you imagine finding love while serving life in prison? Do you think Lyle and Erik's marriages would have survived if they weren't behind bars? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know who you want us to cover next. Anyways, have a great day, and peace out.
We have a big announcement that's going to allow you to get a lot closer to Hollywood. Now, before they are famous, they've entered into an epic new partnership with Mogul Productions, utilizing the magic of Web 3.0. Now, if you ever wanted to land a walk-on role in a Hollywood movie, how about getting a producer's credit? How about going to some red carpet events, some meet and greets with the stars, and more? You can even submit your own productions and have them reviewed by some Hollywood execs. I myself, I've got a sitcom I'm going to be putting on the site. Now, if you don't believe me, well, Mogul Productions, it was behind the release of City of Dreams. Now, this was a film promoted by Sylvester Stallone, Mike Tyson, and executively produced by Tony Robbins himself. So if you've been waiting for your chance to get your big shot at getting in on all the action show business has to offer, well, we're encouraging you to check out the Mogul Productions website right now. There's a link in all our recent uploads, and here are some of the current opportunities that are up for grabs. The film The Caretaker, you can star in the film and get taken out by lead actor Robert Bronzi. Can't Escape the Allure is another project, and on that you can get a producer credit. Also, Rello Renzano's upcoming album. Now, there was a spot to be an extra in the new film, Texas Nightmare, currently being filmed in LA, but sadly, it's filming right now. So if you weren't already on the site applying, you would have missed it. You can click into each project on the site and you can read more details about the project, who's involved, and what exciting perks are up for grabs. We'll be bringing you new updates each and every week about this epic collab between Before They Are Famous and Mogul Productions, so be sure to stay tuned to the end of each video so you don't miss out. All right.